What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of This Week in MXA. I'm Josh Mosiman, and this week we're focusing all on the Nationals as we got the Fox Raceway season opener coming up this Saturday. I was out at State Fair on Monday, saw a lot of pros out there and a lot of brave amateurs riding as well, mixing it up with the pros too, making it a little difficult on them. Dylan Ferrandis, he was the only Star Racing Yamaha rider they're representing at State Fair. Also saw Chase Sexton from the HRC Honda team. The whole Pro Circuit Kawasaki 250 team was there. We saw Brandon Hartranft, Max Anstey, Alessandro Lupino from the MXGP series, Freddie Noren, and more. When you're talking about the 450 class, one rider that's coming in with a lot of momentum this year is Chase Sexton on his HRC Honda. So Chase, he won the 2020 Outdoor National season finale at Fox Raceway last year. So he's won at this same track now. The series is flipped. We're going back to Fox Raceway, and it's actually going to be the season opener, and we're going to run there as a second stop later in the series right before the final round. Chase Sexton's coming in. He won that race last year, and he was picking up the pace a lot in Supercross towards the end of the season. He got on the podium 3 times out of the last 5 races. He led a lot of laps, and we got to talk to him at State Fair in this interview here.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Obviously going into the outdoors, I'm a lot more comfortable having that season under my belt last year. So this year the goal is different. Obviously I want to go out there and win races. Last year I was kind of just being my rookie season, just wanted to get hopefully on the podium and ended up winning a race. So now coming in, I won the last outdoor race, so hopefully we can keep that ball rolling. It's going to be really stacked this year like it always is in the 450 class, but for me, good starts, I think it's going to be obviously key because it's going to be, people are going to be inconsistent. So if I can be up on the podium most weekends and winning races, I think we'll be in a good spot towards the end. But so far I feel good. Paul has always treated me well, and just hoping to go out there and get a good result and have some fun. Yeah, no, I mean, the beginning of Supercross didn't go so well. Was leading a race, obviously crashed, then came back. It's had a lot of up and downs this year in Supercross, but ended up building towards the end of the year. Got 3 out of the last 5 races on the podium, so I feel like I've kind of built a little base going into outdoors and feeling more confident. So I think I learned a lot this Supercross season with the bike and the 450 in general. So excited to get my sophomore year under the way. Yeah, it's a little bit different. I went end of last week. I went to private track, and then coming here, it's like a race pretty much. I did a 30-minute moto with people going everywhere, can't see, dust, but it brings in that kind of race atmosphere where you have to move around and choose different lines. It's obviously not ideal, but I think you can take positives out of it and just be able to move around on the track and get ready for this weekend, because ultimately the lines are going to change, so you're going to have to move around. And I think it's good practice. It might be a little bit on the dangerous side, but if you're careful and make the right decisions, you should be fine. So yeah, well, we have press day tomorrow and then another day of riding, and we'll be going racing. Yeah, riding for Honda, it's cool because I feel like it's not like any team out there. It doesn't have an energy drink sponsor. It's kind of its own thing, and going to the factory, it's really cool how big, it's like a city there, Honda is, and just to see how big the corporation, and obviously Tim winning last year outdoors on this new bike kind of gave us a little bit of a base to go to and kind of learn from what they learned last year. So I feel like we're going into this season good, and I'm definitely more comfortable just on the bike in general, and excited to go out there and show that. For me, I think the one that helps me carrying momentum is just I take off my rear brake and move my clutch lever way up so I don't use my clutch or my rear brake, and that allows you just to carry momentum around the track easier, and you'll actually surprise yourself on how fast you can go without a rear brake and clutch. You can almost go the same exact speed. It just takes a little bit to get used to. So for me, that really helps me and gets me in tune with the bike a little more.
I was also stoked to see Davi Millsaps out at State Fair on Monday. He's now training Carson Mumford, giving him and trying to pass on some of the knowledge and skills that Davi Millsaps learned over his lifetime of racing to the younger generation. So Davi, he's been away from the racing scene for a long time now. He's been retired since the end of 2017 when he crashed, getting ready for the 2018 AMA Supercross series. He had a gnarly concussion, a really traumatic brain injury in October of 2017. He did come to San Diego and Atlanta Supercrosses in 2018 and did kind of a farewell tour, retirement, did some of the opening ceremonies and stuff like that. But he's been away from the races since then, just been recovering from that brain injury, and he's had a long, tough road and a tough battle with that. But he's also been busy with his son, who's now racing as well. So we got to catch up with Davi at the track. Let's hear from him here.
No, I haven't watched the races all that much, and then but for me, getting back into it, I was like, I was a little bit rusty just looking and stuff like that, but after a few days, I mean, it came back pretty fast. Especially working with him, he's so green to about everything because obviously it's rookie year and not knowing all that much about testing and whatnot. So being able to help with that is I think, a big impact. But I mean, it's pretty cool to be back into the industry, back into the sport, but in a different realm. You know, like I was obviously the racer for 15 years or 27 years of my life, but 15 years pro. And now coming on the other side where, it's kind of one of those things where I've always liked to help people. I've always liked to, give advice when needed and whatnot. But when I have someone call me that is like, dude, like, will you work with me? I'm like, I jumped all over it in a heartbeat. I've been trying to recover from my brain injury. That took a toll on me. Took a big toll on me. I've never been like a depressed or mopey or anything like that type of person. I've always been the happy-go-lucky, like always moving forward type of person. And when I hit my head, I mean, it took me through depression like there's no tomorrow. And it took me a long time to figure out what I was doing, what to take, what worked, what didn't. And to where now I'm like, I feel like I'm slowly getting back to myself again. So for me, I was focused on that because that means more to me being myself for me and my family versus, anything else. But now like coming out here doing something, working again, and it's helping me get back to it as well. So all in all, really nothing. I did some mountain bike rides, nothing crazy. And my son races too, so I've been busy with him. October 2017. No, that ended it for me. Yeah, I was knocked out for somewhere in this thing like a 10-minute range, and then so that was my last day on the dirt bike technically. And then I rode twice or 3 times since then.
Gotcha.
Period, just playing around.
Gotcha.
Once was this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Man, I felt rusty. It was I would like to, I rode with Dane, so he loved it, and it was fun to ride with him and ride around with him. I rode with a couple friends from Havasu that were out there, so that was fun. But I do want to ride. I would like to be Carson's rabbit every once in a while, maybe for a lap or two, because that's all about, I don't have much more than me.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, man. I missed it. I felt so rusty and felt so weird that I'd like to see when I keep riding if it comes back a little bit. I'll go to as many races as he wants me to, as far as I can, because my son races on the weekends as well. So I have to kind of mix them both. And I don't live in California, so it's a 4.5-hour commute for me. So if I'm gone during the week, I can't leave and then be gone on the weekends as well. So it kind of has to blend all together. And all in all, when I get him where I want him to, I shouldn't have to be here every single day with him. I can take, and just go to the races and then come back for the weekend or the week starting after that. So that's my goal.
Next up on the list, I was excited to meet Alessandro Lupino, the Italian MXGP rider who's come over here to race the opening round of the AMA Nationals. Originally, he was going to race the first 2 rounds when the MXGP schedule got pushed around and got delayed. Now the MXGP schedule has changed again, so he's not going to be able to race the second round in Thunder Valley, but he's still going to race this Saturday at the Fox Raceway National, make his first AMA National debut. He has raced in California before, but it was way back when he was on an 85, so really cool to see Alessandro Lupino here. If you follow the MXGP series and the World Championship, you probably know his name. Alessandro has raced and done well over there. He scored podiums in motos in both the MX2 250 class and the MX1 450 class in the World Championship, so he has the speed and he's done well in certain races, so it's exciting to have him here. I have a really cool written interview on the website with Alessandro Lupino. Be sure to check out motocrossactionmag.com for that.
Yeah, it was like a crazy idea that's coming out, like why we don't do the first AMA race? Say, wow, why not? So we had some sponsors that help us, KTM and just one, so we say, okay, we can do it. Luckily, it's a really short time because in 2 weeks start the World Championship in Russia. So I will do the race Saturday and then I fly back because I have Italian Championship next weekend. So, but that's the plan.
Next, I got to talk to Ty Masterpool at State Fair as well, and he switched from the Star Racing Yamaha team last year in 2020. He did well for them in outdoors in 2019, did well at the races in RedBud last year. When he came out swinging, he got a bunch of hole shots and led a bunch of laps at RedBud last year. Now, AEO and Gas have made their own separate team for Ty Masterpool to race in 2021. He got his feet wet in his rookie season of Supercross, and now he's really excited to go racing in the Outdoor Nationals this year. He's looking good on the bike, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do after he did so well last year at RedBud. We got to talk to him as well.
Yeah, very excited, ready to get the season started. Yeah, last year, unfortunately, I actually came to the season with a broken leg, so I missed most of the rounds, and I got released like 4 days right before RedBud. So yeah, RedBud was really sweet for me last year. Yeah, I just came back pretty early, so like stamina and all that stuff wasn't there, but led some laps and it was good, kind of showed my speed. And then this year switched to the gas, really liking the bike, loving the people, over at AEO and Twisted Development. So great people really helped me out. So excited to get the season started, ready to get racing. Yeah, feeling really good coming into the season. Unfortunately, I had a little bike malfunction in Supercross and actually did a lateral ankle sprain on my right ankle. But no, it's feeling good and getting the ankle back up to 100%. But coming in strong, I mean, just ready to get racing. Honestly, I'm anxious to just be racing every weekend and just ready to do it. It's honestly pretty gnarly. It's so stacked from veterans to rookies. I mean, there's so many people who can win. I think it's just going to be a lot of people. I think the biggest thing is going to be being consistent because there's so many people, so many different riders who can win. It's very stacked, but I'm just excited to be racing every weekend. I'm just ready. You know, I love racing, so just ready to be there every single weekend. Yeah, it's gnarly being out here. It's, I guess, stopwatch nationals, but no, it's good. It's just a lot of people on the track and stuff, but no, it's good prep for Paula and stuff, so it's good.
Next up on the list, we have a rule update coming into the AMA Nationals, as now the riders will not be allowed to put GoPros on their helmets. They will be allowed to put them other places on their bodies, like a chest mount, or even mount them onto their motorcycles like we've seen the Twirly Designs team do, mounting them into their front number plates. But pro riders will not be seen wearing GoPro helmet cameras on their helmets this outdoor season. And finishing things off, it's crazy to think that the outdoor national season is already here. It's also going to be interesting to see how the 450 class shapes up. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to check out our other videos on our YouTube channel by subscribing. We got a press day video from Paula National, Fox Racing National on Tuesday. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. Also check out our website for more interviews, in-depth photos, race results, product tests, bike tests, and more. You can check it all out at motocrossactionmag.com.